Hello, hello, hello. From Crafting and Cruising. I'm Lisa. Our last day at the river. Got my sidekick Rodney. And guess what we're doing? Playing with shells.
Shell games?
Yep. Trying to get some glue off here. So when you pop on, say hello, hello, hello. Remember yesterday when I was doing the live, I said I didn't know exactly what we were going to do today, and it might not be Christmassy. Well, I had considered doing a seahorse instead of a tree until Rodney reminded me that last year for our Christmas card, I made a seahorse of shells. So why would I do it again, right? So why not? We're just going to make a Christmas tree. So I have here a black canvas. Rodney sketched me out a tree on a piece of paper, laid it down, traced it with a white pen. Very simple. You could trace it with chalk. Probably could use a pencil and see it just as well.
That's right on there.
But we are going to, can you keep it down some? We're just going to start gluing shells on here, you guys. And then down at the bottom, we're going to use some of the glass. Like this kind of crushed glass. That's actually glitter, this ain't glass. This kind of glass. Like I used the other day that I told you Rodney had gotten. This says purple, but I think this looks more like a sand color. So, I'm going to get started, and Rodney's going to talk some, and I'm going to talk some, and we're just going to see what happens, see what we come up with. I found this beautiful one that I'm thinking about putting at the top, and then if I decide I don't like it, I can take it off. I'm just going to use hot milk. I may end up having to put my finger cuts on. I hope not, because it makes it really hard for me to manipulate things. Now most, if not all of these shells are shells that I have found at various beaches we've been to. I can't swear that every single one of them I found, because there's 2 or 3 in here that look like they're painted that I don't think they, I'm pretty sure they didn't come that color. And so those I may have bought somewhere. So what I'm doing, I'm just going to start turning things around. I'm going to just find a place where I think they belong, and I'm going to lay them there. And like I said, if I don't like it later, I can always go back and either put one over it, which is just going to give the tree dimension, or take it off and put something in its place. This is not a perfect art for sure. And if I were to try to replicate this a second time, I wouldn't be able to do it. So, this is truly, truly having fun. And I've been to lots and lots of beaches.
Hey, Veronica.
Hey, Veronica, sister. Thank you for spreading the inspiration. So, there's no right or wrong way, guys. I'm just laying them on here and I'm saying, do I like that? That's what my art teacher taught me. Ask yourself, do you like this? Is this a good shape? When she was teaching us about shapes. Because as painters, we're creators of shapes. That's really what we're doing, is painting shapes. So she said, ask yourself, do I like this shape or do I not? You just hear her little voice in my mind all the time. So, what beaches have I been to? Lots.
Yep. All up and down Florida. Vero Beach.
Destin,
Daytona.
I can't tell you how many times, anywhere in the Destin area. So that, you know, includes all the beaches up and down Destin.
Daytona Beach. Panama City Beach.
Panama City, Fort Walton, way down in Miami,
Fort Myers.
Fort Myers. But I've also been to beaches in Mexico, lots of places in Mexico. Cabo San
Acapulco.
Lucas, Acapulco, Puerto Vallarta,
Puerto
Puerto
No.
something else in Mexico. Been to the Dominican Republic, 2 beaches there. Jamaica. We went on a cruise on our honeymoon, and no telling how many beaches we went to then.
Aruba.
That one maybe, yeah, Aruba, Cayman Islands. That one was a little bit tall to suit me right there. So, see, that's what you have to do. You just have to look at them, turn them around, twist them. I like that one.
What about the,
Look at these, y'all. I love these on the inside that look like mother of pearl. But I think they're ugly on the outside. So I would use them straight up. So, Veronica, how close do you live to a beach? I know you're in Florida. How close are you to a beach? You're in Altamont Springs, right?
Yeah, well, that's really close to Orlando. So that's,
Yes, it is.
That's
So it's more
2 hours from
inland.
the coast.
Yeah. Just gotta play with it, y'all.
And then up and down the East Coast, we've been to
Myrtle
Myrtle
Beach.
Beach and beach there, beach in Savannah, near Savannah.
I don't know that. That's pretty. That's a little bit too much right there. See, y'all, this just is. I just have to go back and forth until I see something that just goes, yep, that belongs right there. You're not doing it for me so far. Look at this. Isn't that cool? Barbara Poston, what did she say?
hello Barbara, good afternoon my friends. She spread the inspiration.
Of course she did. She's the best at that. Thank you, Barbara.
It's pretty good there.
Yeah, I'm just not. It just hadn't hit me yet. The hasn't gotten here yet.
And you know what I would have done with this project, don't you?
Probably when you tell me, I'm gonna go, yeah, that's what you would have done. But right off the bat, I'm not coming up with anything in particular.
Well, we got in a big bag and put that in there, put all the shells in there, and then put a bunch of glue all over the pattern and then shook it up good and so let the shells pick their own place.
That's exactly what you would have done. And it would have been a hot mess.
Or you could have gone back and doctored it up a little bit.
That's the difference in being organized and being unorganized, right? Okay, y'all. It's gonna start coming together. I would rather not have to take any off if I don't have to. So that's why I'm kind of being picky. And I thought these little pointed ones would be really good down in a corner. I mean, in one of the little tips of the branches. Because they're pointed and they're kind of long and skinny. And then you can fill in around there.
Now those lines you've drawn on there, is that with ink?
With the white pen that I had.
So some of those lines are still showing unless you.
Yeah, and then I
Extend it
won't
out.
let them show. I'll cover them. I'll make sure they're all covered up with shells.
Also put a little teeny tiny ones on the outside.
Yeah, I can, if I have to, I can even break shells and put around there. Barbara, what you doing today, sister?
Diane Cardello.
Sister, are you back in New York? Are y'all home? Got what I did.
Nashville won't ever be the same.
Y'all. I have to scrape that off. Did y'all have a fabulous trip, Diane? I miss you and Janine. I wish I could see you again.
Yes, finally home.
Good. I know that's always a good feeling when you get there. But sometimes it's hard to leave. For me, sometimes I don't want to go. Like we're leaving. This is our last full day here, and I Love it here.
Hello, Louise.
So quiet and so peaceful. Wait a minute, I'm gonna hold this up and show y'all. Just ignore this hot melt right here. It's gonna be covered up with shells. See how it's starting to take shape, slowly but surely. And y'all, in our basement at home, how many more shells would you say we have? Tons, Rodney?
No, not tons. But we do probably have, between shells and sand, probably about 200 pounds.
Just 200 pounds, y'all. That's not bad.
Barbara's resting her leg. I fell on
Barbara.
on a day trip and just scraped my knee up and my foot. My knee has gotten infected.
Oh no, sister. I'm so sorry.
And Diane's unpacking and doing a week's worth of laundry.
Yeah, I bet. That's the other downside. I gotta do that tomorrow, y'all. And then
Don't wash those sparkly boots.
tomorrow, tomorrow I have to go to the doctor. I'm getting my nails done. I gotta pay bills. I gotta go shopping to get stuff for a craft to do with my camping group. And then repack. That's kind of our life these days. It's okay because it's a lot of fun. Okay. And if Jen Feely was on here from Home Sweet Create, she could tell y'all what each one of these shells is called. I bought a thing one time, a little card that told all the names of the shells, and I was going to learn them all before I went back next time. And it didn't happen.
Louise said you're going to be a busy bee.
I am.
And let's see, Veronica said the last time I went to Clearwater Beach, we collected over 150 sand dollars.
150, Veronica, my goodness.
I'm lucky if I can find one that's not broken.
That is amazing. What beach was that?
I think I just said it, didn't I?
You said Clearwater?
Beach. Yep.
Oh my word. We went to an island one time. I think it's when we were in Marco Island. We took a boat ride to a place they called Shell Island. And the shells were amazing. We found tons of
Conchs.
no, those two conchs, but sand dollars, yeah, and they weren't broken, and most of them were still alive, which was really kind of sad. Because y'all, when we see sand dollars, we think that they're white, and they're not. They're brown. Until they
The
die.
skeletons are white.
And then after they die, everything changes. When I was in Cayman Islands, Vicki and I went swimming with the stingrays, and that was fun. But then they took us to a place where there were starfish everywhere. Just, I mean, it's every look there were starfish, and you could pick them up and take your picture with them, but then you had to put them back down because if they're out of the water more than, I think, 5 seconds, they die. So we were supposed to be able to do that when we were in Dominican Republic and took our little jaunt trip over to Saona Island. And that's when I found out that the guy lied to me about us being able to snorkel. And there were starfish there in one part of the ocean there, but they were down really, really far, and they said that a lot of them, because of tourists coming, a lot of them, people were leaving them out of the water too long and they died. And so most of the ones that were there, you couldn't really reach down and pick them up very easily. Stingrays and Starfish. That'd be a good book, wouldn't it, Diana? Diane, you know, I know an author who could maybe write a book called Stingrays and Starfish. How about that?
Okay. It might not be about stingrays and starfish. Never can tell.
Okay.
titles can be deceiving.
And some of these shells now, y'all, are not gorgeous. But you know what? Every time I've gone looking for shells and I have found lots of pieces of shells, it's not unusual for me to reach down and pick up a shell. As a child, my mom would say, don't get that one because it's not perfect. Because, of course, we were wanting to collect them and, you know, take every shell home we found. So I know where she was coming from. But I started thinking one day when I was, I think it was in Destin when I was walking along, and I thought, you know what? Neither are we. And these little pieces of shells are reminding me that I'm not perfect either. Like that shirt I had on yesterday said perfectly imperfect. That's who we all are. And I thought at one point this shell was probably beautiful. Probably was perfect. And then over the years through the waves and all that, it's gotten broken into little pieces. But in its original form, it was probably beautiful. So then when I started crafting, I thought, you know, some of these little shells would come in handy, little pieces, for such a time as this right here when I'm trying to fill in small places. And I'm still going to have to put one under this, which is good, but I love this little shell. Hold on, I'll show you. Actually, it's a piece of coral. Perfectly imperfect, Diane. That's right. That's who we are.
Got some hearts flying.
Thank you for those hearts. So, Diane, tell us what all y'all did. I saw you went to the wings and had your photo taken at the wings mural. What else did y'all do super fun? How did you enjoy the Opry?
Grand. Ooh, lovely.
Yeah, I was telling Diane that and Janine that I've lived here nearly all my life. I wasn't born here, but I've lived here nearly all my life, and I've never been to the Grand Ole Opry and never wanted to go. Which I think is true of a lot of people that live places where they have, you know, oh, you got to go to this place and see it. Okay, let's go back up here toward the top and see if we can find some cool things to put in here. That's too big. Let's see what you got over here.
Medium size.
Rodney sort of took some and divided them by size for me. You just have to kind of play with them. Are you watching comments?
Sure. We spent time on Broadway, the Gulch, and the Opera, and did the backstage tour. It was pretty awesome.
Tell me about Broadway on Friday night or Saturday night. Was it like Crazy Town? I think y'all had been warned it would be by somebody else, and then I told you just expect it to be wild and crazy. People love Lower Broad. That's what they call it, Lower Broad. Especially if you don't live there, because you get to go on all the honky tonks and all the country music stars, bars, and things like that.
Let's see here.
Goodness.
Barbara Poston says, we've been to the Opera 6 or 7 times and wanting to go again, especially Sam, his favorite.
Really?
Diane says it was crazy enough on a Tuesday.
I know.
Stayed away on Friday.
Oh, y'all didn't see it when you went back downtown?
Oh, they were
They weren't right
weren't
downtown.
quite on Lower
They were
Broad. They were on 8th.
8th,
So they had a few blocks to kind of buffer them a little bit.
If you had been in the heart of downtown, you wouldn't have been able to miss it. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So Barbara, who is Sam's favorite country music star? For that matter, who's anybody's favorite country music star? Not just Barbara. Sam. Y'all tell me who your favorite country music star is. Or do you even like country music? You may not even like country music. I used to like the older country music better than country music today. And there's still some today that I don't love. There's something about knowing that Kid Rock is singing country music that just doesn't appeal to me. But I do like some of the newer stars.
But you don't like the old bluegrass.
I'm not a big bluegrass
But Barbara
fan.
likes Bill Monroe, who's the
There
father
you
of
go,
bluegrass.
Barbara. You like the bluegrass.
Yeah.
Right, Rodney does too. Don't they say Bill Monroe? Isn't that how
Bill
they say it?
Monroe.
Bill Monroe. Only in the South, y'all. Only in the South. Bill Monroe.
Louise says she's not a country fan, but she can listen to George Strait.
Ah, okay. I tell you what I do like to listen to is Alan Jackson's CD of the old hymns, which are the hymns that I was raised on. My mama made sure of that. And she loved them.
Diane says the opera had a nice mix of old and new. Willie
Oh.
Nelson's son closed the show,
Oh, cool.
and he was amazing. Barbara says, no, that's Sam's genre, not mine.
Yeah. Not a big fan myself, but like I said, the Alan Jackson old hymns, if y'all haven't heard that CD and you like the old hymns like I do, you want to listen to it or get it. It's very good. And my mother and her mother, my grandmother, you know, they all grew up on those songs, on those hymns, and so my mother raised us on those hymns. And the church that I went to growing up until I became a teenager always sang those old-timey hymns. And it was a, not a primitive Baptist, but a missionary Baptist church. And the organ in there sounded like an organ that they would play at the Tennessee Walking Horse Show.
Which means nothing to a lot of these folks.
Which is just definitely not a
Like a
pipe organ,
like a Hammond
high church
organ.
music kind of organ. And then the preacher would get up there every Sunday morning and say, anybody that wants to sing in the choir, just come on down. Come on right now. We need you to come on. And so that meant that any and everybody that ever thought that they could sing went. And probably shouldn't say anything else. I'll just let your imagination run wild. But it was Gregory. But we sang those old hymns, and I sure did learn to appreciate those old hymns. Granted, a lot of them are kind of, sad and morbid, and, I'll meet you on that beautiful shore and things like that, which the message is real and it's true. It just, some of them were very sad, but that's the kind of Christian music that I was raised on. So when we started going to a non-denominational church or interdenominational church and they didn't sing those songs, I was very disappointed. Ronnie and I both sang in the church choir, our former church, and we didn't always do the old hymns either. We kind of did a mixture, but we also did Christian musicals and things like that, cantatas. And we both enjoyed being in the choir. I played the piano for the church, and I loved it. Coming along. Coming right along.
Diane, 288. I always think about Catato. Out there, Lisa and Rodney.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hello, Diane. I'll stick with Diane. I can get that right for sure.
I think you got Diane down flat. Down pat. Down flat. Rodney makes fun of me sometimes because I get sayings mixed up. My mother had an old saying for everything that we did or said. Now, you know what the old saying is, blah, 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 and she'd come out and tell us, and we were rolling our eyes like,
She didn't always get them right either.
most of the time she did. And my daddy had some too. He didn't use them quite as often as mother. Mother overused them. She had a saying for everything. And it just got to the point where you didn't even want to say anything to her because you knew she would have an old saying for it, especially if it was something that she was trying to make a point to us about. Now, the old saying is, but my daddy had a few, and the one that he had that stuck with me over all these years, and I think it's, hey, Carol, it's very, very applicable. Janine and I used to play guitar and sing in our church folk group. Oh, you did? I wish I'd have known. We'd have sung while you were here. The one that my daddy loved was, it's better to keep your mouth shut and be thought a fool than to open it and remove all doubt.
It's a good one.
It's a real good one. It's harsh, but it's good. So, let's hear some old sayings that y'all know about. I need some new old sayings.
Well, Don Preston used to say, don't worry about the mule being poor, just go ahead and load the wagon.
Did y'all hear that? Don't worry about the mule being poor, just go on and load the wagon. Now, what did he mean by poor? Not very good? Oh, not a great
Weak,
mule?
weak.
Just a weak mule.
Yeah, just an old.
But just go on and do it. Just go on,
Don't
load him
worry
down
whether
anyway.
whether the mule can pull the wagon or not, just load the wagon, do what you're told. Barbara Poston. I like to hear Mike Snyder, country comedian that plays at the opera.
Huh, I don't think I know him. Mike Snyder.
I may ask for some of your mom's old sayings.
A great idea. Good morning, Lisa and Ronnie. Good morning, sweet Candace. What, Ronnie?
Someone asked what were some of your mother's old sayings that you're so fond of. Yeah, that you put on the spot,
Anything
you
worth
think of.
doing at all is worth doing right. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. Gosh, I don't even, I tried to block them, I think.
Candace Peak said, oh, Siri may have made a mistake here.
What did Siri?
Lisa, Siri thought she said Lisa and Randy, but it's Lisa and Rodney. So she's blaming Siri for that.
Yeah, Candace, blame Siri. Poor Siri gets blamed for everything.
Oh, Lisa's been fussing at Siri for 2 days now because she wouldn't answer the phone.
Because she wouldn't answer when I said, hey, Siri. You know, with that
now
new
she
phone
is.
I got to take care of that other phone that was crapola.
If you don't have something nice to say, don't say nothing at all.
Okay.
Don't say anything at all.
Are you saying that for my mom?
No, that's what someone said.
Oh, okay. Yep, that's right. Mother used to
That's
say
what
that
Marie
too.
said.
That's what my mother used to say too. You can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. My dad used to say it was colder than a witch's tit in a brass bra.
That was nice of him.
I don't know how he knew that. I doubt he ever had any experience with brass bra, but that's what he would say, how cold it was. Nothing like that. I love this whole thing. Now see if you can get that. Oh, there it goes. Not this here. Okay, I need some more with some color.
Some of these here's one's nice one like that.
This is a good one.
A piece of
Now look at this. Look how close to that. That's cool. Never heard that one. No one else did. Don't put your cart before the horse. That's right. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Mother would say that, especially when helping us make a decision about something. Just don't put all your eggs in one basket. Sorry, y'all. That's the second day in a row that's happened when I told Siri, put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and she said, Do Not Disturb is on. Well, how'd you like that? Not disturbing. Ugh. Makes me crazy. These phones, these smart phones that aren't so smart. I want to use this shell, but it's got glue in here.
So 200 shells here.
I know, but this is a perfect size. I guess I could just leave that in there. I don't necessarily have to take the glue out, but I think it'll fit right up in. Yep, it'll fit right up in there. Okay. Now, I had thought about painting the back of this first with acrylics because when you can see through the shells, I thought it might be prettier. First I thought about just kind of doing it like in a splash of a lot of colors. But in most ways you're not going to be able to see through it, and when you do, it's the black canvas. So I just decided, nah, why paint it? Especially since I bought it black, so I wouldn't have to paint it. See, sometimes you just lay them up there and they work out perfectly. Just like that. Let me put that right there. Okay. So now, where is my next? Some of these are just too big for the project. Where did the shells come from? Mickey, I have been collecting shells for years and years and years and years. So they came from so many different places. And there was a point in time where I was trying to keep up with where I got, like I was trying to keep the shells separated so I could know where I got them. And then I thought, nah. So Ronnie was saying a while ago, I asked him how many shells he thought we had, because I got these just out of the box that was in my art room. And, oh, and this isn't all of them. I went through and picked out ones that I thought might really look good on the tree. So this is not all of them by any means. But he said he thought we had about 200. No, how many pounds you say?
Probably a couple hundred pounds.
A couple hundred pounds.
Of sand and shells, because you got several bags of sand.
Yeah.
Brought back.
I bring back sand a lot when I go to Destin, because the sand in Destin is snow white. It's so pretty. It's honestly my favorite place to go. And most of the time, I would put the beaches in Destin up against Hawaii. The waters are so many shades of teal and blue and turquoise. They're absolutely gorgeous. Look at this little piece of sand dollar. I gotta put that on there somewhere. So, beaches from lots of places, Nikki, in answer to your question. May use that somewhere, but that one's a little bit fat for me.
It's a clean shark tooth.
Speaking of shark teeth, when we went to Jacksonville last time, I went and spent some time with Jen from Home Sweet Create. And they just moved, from South Carolina back to Jacksonville, where she's from. And we went out on the beach to walk. And we were in an area, part of the way between Jacksonville and Ponte Vedra. Oh, hey Missy, Ponte something, not far from there. And there are shells forever, and they're deep. Like, you can hardly walk on the sand because of the shells. And Jennifer had this little empty pill bottle with her to find shark teeth to put them in. And y'all, this is not an exaggeration, I promise you. That girl, we could be walking along and she goes, there's one, there's one, there's one, and she'd pick them up. And most of them were about that big, and most of them were black. Sharp, oh my word. And so I guess she uses them to craft. I couldn't believe all the shark teeth. in that one area we didn't go. We didn't walk very far because we were looking for shells so much, and the big piles of shells that were down there. That girl can spot them, and I couldn't. She'd say, "Don't you see that?" And I said, "Nope, I don't."
Missy Anderson Bohm says good morning.
It's over. Good morning.
Oh, already got it. Yeah, we got shells from lots of places. I bet there are lots of beaches that I didn't get any shells because some of them just don't have shells.
Yeah, that's true. We went to Marco Island. I went with Rodney years ago when one of our children was little, and we had that child as a baby went with us. And I remember calling back and telling our other child that the shells on that beach were amazing. They had I would sit in the edge of the water with the baby on my lap. Rodney was in meetings, and I would sit there with the baby on my lap and shells all around me. And I had a bag, and I'd just pick up some, put them in there, and after a while I'd get up and move to a different spot and find some more. Oh my word, I could not believe the amount of shells, and I knew, it may have been Benjamin, so maybe we had Jana and Brittany both, but I just remember saying I would get anything if you were here to see all these shells because it is amazing.
Good afternoon, Grace.
Gracie, hello. Grace, that rooster you did is amazing, sister. I had no idea you painted. You are awesome.
Lisa's making a Christmas tree.
Oh, that
out of
wasn't Grace.
shells.
Never mind.
Oh,
I don't think it was. I think it was Maria Chapman. Sorry, Grace. Grace, do you paint? If so, you're an awesome painter. I think that was Maria. She put a picture of a rooster on there that she had painted, and I thought, my word, I had no idea she even painted. I knew she crafted, but I didn't know she painted. Pretty sure it was done in acrylics, and it was really good. See, sometimes they just fit, y'all, and you have to put them down.
I used to, comments would just stay up all the time.
I know. A lot of people like it that they don't stay up because then they don't have to worry about swiping them all the time. Get them away. Okay, so y'all can see here. I'm going to hold this up a minute and show you. I'm layering some just to fill in the holes. So I'm using some of these smaller shells. But that's just going to give the tree dimension. Okay. See how they're layered on there? In some places. And you can still see some black through there. Okay.
Grace said, for sure not me. No painting for me. Got your crafters mixed up.
Sorry, Grace. As soon as I said it, I thought, oh, wait. That was Maria. These are kind of all the same color. There's not a lot of mixture.
A few different things that
Here's
Peter
one
could
that's
give you
kind
a
of
little bit of
different.
choice.
Y'all, it looks like it's going to rain here today. But that's okay. We have been so many days without rain. We've been blessed. And the weather, as I've told you every day, has been unbelievably cool for Nashville.
Now, yesterday evening was a little unusual because the smokiness from the Canadian fires made its way down here.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
But it was also a full moon, or nearly full moon, and with that dust in the air, the moon was bright orange.
I took
almost red.
pictures. I haven't posted yet, but I took pictures, but it doesn't do it justice. It literally was like almost fuchsia pink. It was so pink orange. And we didn't know that the wildfires in Canada were still a thing. And Rodney said something is causing that color. we were on our way out to dinner, so we looked it up, and they said that the wildfire smoke from Canada had finally hit our area,
Again.
and that it was a red weather alert, suggesting that people not with respiratory issues especially not go out. I think through today, I'm not sure. Remember yesterday when I was doing my live, you guys, and those of you who were here, and I asked Rodney, I said, what is that white thing over on the water? And he said, it's just the water, it's just the sun. And I kept, every time I looked at it, I thought, that is not just the water. There's something that looks different. Look how perfectly that fits right there, you guys. And so later when we were sitting out by the fire pit, I said, look over there. I do see the light on the water, but it's more than that. It looked almost hazy or smoky. And then when we started to dinner and saw all that, he said, something's going on. So those poor people in Canada, I don't know what the current status is as far as how many are burning, but that place has had it, and that's not a shell. That's a like a little acorn. So anyway, I don't know what the situation is for them now, but to me it was so unusual that they had fires all the way across Canada, not just in in one area, but all across. Canada was covered in fires. Getting there, y'all. We are getting there. How things were here in June from the Canadian wildfires were smoky again today, Diane said in New York. Yeah. Think about the people that live there.
Yep, probably gets a little smoky.
And we have a friend that was just diagnosed with COVID again. That still seems suspicious to me. I think from now on, anything that you get, let me call COVID. I never hear about it on the news anymore.
Ryan said it's awful.
It is awful. My heart goes out to them.
Is that a shell close to your right hand, probably your left hand, that looks like turquoise, so turquoise, probably these.
Yeah, see, these are the ones I don't think are real. Or somebody painted them.
Could have been dyed.
That's
They're all
why
about the
you
same.
haven't seen me put any on yet. I'll use them if I have to
They
fill
probably
in,
came from a gift shop.
but I don't love it. I just feel like it's not a real shell. And I'm not sure that is. I think that was more
That's a
rock.
rock.
So I think I'll
It's
have
pretty.
to put a shell on top of it. Like maybe what I should do is take that right back off. Put this one on. See, just pull it off. Leaves a little residual glue. That should do something right back in its place. Oh, the glue's
Barry
spraying.
said we have burning heat here in West Texas, so we're heading to Coronado Island. That's a
Oh,
good-
are you?
Good idea.
Well, fun.
Debbie Harris said my pharmacist said COVID cases are rising.
Oh, really?
Barbara says I have some, but mine are painted. I think it's like shells.
Yeah. So your pharmacist said COVID is rising, huh?
Probably is.
Well, I wonder if there's a name put on it like they've always done in the past, or if it's just going to be generally called COVID. I don't know, y'all. I have mixed feelings about that whole situation. That is a pretty one, but it's not necessarily going to fit.
Let's see what that's here.
Maybe I may go back to that. Let's see about this one.
Get you some extra little color to go in there.
Yeah, I need color.
Lots of
Or as my friend Nan used to say, color.
color.
She says, it's time to color your hair.
Well, that makes sense
Color.
because of her clientele.
No, but just the way she said color. She didn't say color.
I know it's just because of her clientele.
Color. Well, I don't necessarily think all people from there talk that way.
No, but some people do. So, once you get the tree all filled in, what all else you gonna do to this?
Now that's kind of cute right there. We're gonna decide what we want to put on top. I have some choices for a topper. And then I'm going to put some stick fast glue across the bottom, and we're gonna spread some of these different little pieces of glass on here to look like sand. Have some, but mine are painted.
Shells and things she's talking about.
Yeah. These mother of pearls are just so pretty with all the color until you turn them over.
This is what, like down the river where I was raised, we had anywhere from teeny tiny ones to big as your whole hand. Great big old mussel shells.
They're pretty on the inside. Why aren't they pretty on the outside?
So they can be discreet and not get eaten up by raccoons and stuff, I guess.
Really?
Sounds good to me. See, these what they do is they bury up two of them.
He said that sounded good to him, y'all. When he was making it up. I do, a little starfish. I do have a teeny tiny starfish. Look at this
See,
one.
what they do is they bury up in the mud.
They can't see what you're
I'm
doing.
showing you. But like mussels would bury up in the mud, so the mud would come up here and just a little crack stick out, and they have a little foot that would probe out of here, and they could eat whatever came by, and then they just close up. So we go by and catch them opened up, you can see them in there, but dig them out of the mud. But people that fish for these, when they're open like this, and anything touches them, they close up. So some people fishing just have something like a string, and as the string comes by and touches, they clamp onto the string, and then the string pulls the mussel up into the boat. Fishing lesson for the day.
Okay, I
Can you
do
turn it
have
back toward
this little starfish. But that is not big enough to go on the top. However, we can use it in here somewhere for certain.
You're gonna have to get your blur thing fixed.
I like my blur thing.
And look at it now. It's just your whole tree is just blurred. So
Oh, that's
How
true,
did
it
that-
is. I don't know.
the
I
hell
don't know
so?
how it got that way.
I think you need to unblur
I
it.
wanted the background blurred, but I didn't want the whole thing blurred. But I didn't.
I think it's focusing
It's been doing
about
that since I got this phone.
on your necklace. It focuses real well, but on the tree, it's out of focus.
Maybe you need to pull the whole thing back some.
See what that looks like.
I'm layering again, you guys. Yeah, that's better.
It's back in focus a little bit anyway.
Okay, so where do y'all think I should put the starfish?
Starfish? No, this.
No, the little one they were asking about. I had a little starfish. Somebody asked me, do I have one? Where should I put it? I don't like that thing. Look at the comments and see if anybody's answering where I should put it.
They said-
Please, sir.
Joyce said the girls are here today, and they said hi.
Hello, sweet girls.
Barbara says it should be a focal point.
Well, now this little starfish is too little probably to be a focal point. I'll show y'all.
Could do
And
this.
the other ones I have, the other ones I have are too big, I think, for this canvas, for the top. So that's why I brought the regular stars out here to try. So I'll show y'all just.
If you want it to be non-traditional, you could just put some of these like around in the corners all around, just
The big ones?
not even on the tree, just like there.
Those big ones? Well, there's only two.
Oh. This is only room for two. There's actually three there.
In here? Oh. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's three. Which you're really supposed to have an odd number, but I wouldn't put them in corners and I only have 3 corners. I think that's a little awkward. Okay, let's put this right here. Because some of these shells on their own are not pretty.
Have you used any of these
Put
little
them
things yet?
in conjunction with others and they may be. It is cute, Barbara. Let me get the rest of the shells on here, and then we'll look and see where we might put it.
Barbara says put it somewhere where it'll stand out.
Yep, that's what I
Anyway, even if it's little, it's cute. Almost clear one.
Don't you dare flip over. Listen to me talking to these shells like they're animate objects. I'm gonna need some of these skinny ones. I'm glad I still have some skinny ones to put over here. That's perfect. Just like that. Just like putting together a puzzle. Where does this piece go? We have one daughter that loves working puzzles. She used to work puzzles all the time and got to the point where she had started putting that puzzle backing stuff on there because she was going to put them in a house at some point. And she's had a couple of houses now, and I don't think her puzzles are up. In fact, I'm not even sure she has them. They may still be in a closet at our house somewhere. But she loves sitting and doing puzzles. I think I told y'all this before, but my ex-brother-in-law, whenever we would go on family vacation with my parents, we always did a puzzle. And my ex-brother-in-law loved to hide pieces so that we couldn't find them. And
Get to the last piece of the puzzle.
And of course, we would all say, Gary, we know you hit a piece. No, I didn't hide a piece this time. Y'all are expecting me to do it, so I'm not going to do it when you're expecting me to. And of course, we would get to the end and the puzzle piece would be hidden. It seemed like there was one year he couldn't remember where he hid it or something. And it's kind of funny when it happens once, but you know, after a while, it's like, no. That's not that anymore. Come up with a new trick. He thought he was being funny. And he was the most competitive person I had ever known in my life. We always would play games on family vacations with my mom and dad too. We'd play card games, gin rummy, go fish, match game with the kids, all that kind of stuff, you know. And he could not stand to lose, even to his own children. Oh, he would get so angry when he lost. I remember one night he went upstairs to the room. He got so mad. He just disappeared. After a while, somebody asked where he was. My sister said he's probably in the room pouting because he lost. I don't guess you can get all that glue out of there, can you? It'll probably break if you try, but it sure would be a good one to use.
Pass me your snips over here.
See, this would be a perfect shape, y'all, but it's too big. Maybe if we put just a little something on the end. No. That It's rotten hiding a puzzle piece. Yeah, it is. It is. But he thought it was funny.
Now, that way he got to win by putting the last piece in.
Yeah, because that was another thing. My daughter always said she wanted to put the last piece in. And so, you know, by him hiding it, then she couldn't put the last piece in, because then he could come and say, I got it, and I'm going to put it in there. So, one time of that was enough, even though it didn't stop him. What kind of traditions? Do y'all have any kind of family traditions that you do when you're together as a big group? Certain games you play or things you like to do? Share some with us. I would love to know what other people do. The other day I was in that Christmas Memories event, and I wore a Christmas shirt, and I started to do something that was a Christmas memory from my mom's house every year, but it wouldn't have had the appeal that it did to us. But who started, before I tell y'all this story, who started the whole bird thing? You?
I don't know.
Who started the whole bird thing? You?
I don't know.
Rodney? Right. Look at that face, y'all. Look.
I don't really remember.
Look.
I don't remember.
Guilty as charged. So my mother had these little clip-on, y'all have seen them, you sell them everywhere, birds, to put on the tree. So cute. And one day, we would always go and have family, it was a big family event at my mom's house. Mom and Dad always had a live tree, so we didn't get to put it up until, you know, real close to Christmas, which we have an artificial tree because I want mine up right at the end of October. And so, don't come for me if you don't like that. And so anyway, my mom's was always a big deal. And Mother would order barbecue and all the trimmings, or we would have hamburgers or something. And we all went up there and we would eat and then trim the tree. Well, my mother usually every year had a new ornament for each one of us. She started doing that when my sisters and I were little, and I carried on the tradition with my children and grandchildren. I love that tradition. I think it's so cool. And so she would have a new ornament for us, and she would give us the ornament that night. We would get to put it on the tree, and then she usually had them all separated by person so we could all get out our own ornaments and decorate the tree. And then we would fill in with just like Christmas, you know, different color Christmas balls or whatever. She and Daddy would have already put the lights on the night before, and she always used the big colored lights, the big bulbs. And so one year we were up there, and she had some of those clip-on birds, and one year we were decorating the tree, and I don't remember exactly who spilled the beans, but somebody had one of those birds clipped on their behind. He didn't have it on there. He instigated it, I'm convinced. So, everybody started dying, hysterically laughing, like, what? That is hilarious. And everybody else going, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And then they're pointing, you know, at the person that had it on their behind. So.
And there were pictures taken.
Yes, there were pictures taken. Lots of pictures taken. And so, after that then, especially the little children went and got all of those clip-on ornaments and started walking around, just clipping them on the backs of people, not even trying to be discreet about it. They just couldn't wait to go behind. some bird brain clipped a bird on his butt. There you go, Candace. Candace Peak said that about you, Rodney. You got it. You got his number, Candace. And so anyway, the little kids started just having the biggest time with it, and you know, they weren't trying to be discreet about putting it on somebody. They just wanted to do it and have somebody walking around with it on their bottom. And of course, we all played along because it was fun. And so then every year, when we got ready to decorate the tree, people would go get one of their ornaments and try to hang it, but then you're all the time rubbing on the back of your bottom and your back side to see if you have anything hanging there.
Sometimes people would have 2 or 3 hanging off their shirt tail and not even know it.
Especially my mother, because my mother, God love her, was just so naive in some ways. And she just didn't even realize, even when the kids, it was obvious. We would watch the kids do it. And it would be like, Mom, how can you not know what's going on? And she'd go, what are y'all talking about? Mom, you have 3 or 4 birds hanging off your bottom. And she'd go, who did that? You know, and so anyway, that became a tradition. And I must say that still, when we do my tree, it's still somewhat of a tradition. I have some of those birds. And so if people were watching us that didn't know us, they would think that something was wrong with us because we're all walking around rubbing our backside. But it is pretty funny. And even my grandchildren now, especially the youngest one, you know, she doesn't try to hide it. She just loves the thrill of being able to put a bird on somebody. So that was a tradition that we did.
Now there's a couple mentioned here.
Okay, let's see what they were on here.
Charades and Pictionary for Debbie Harris.
Oh, fun.
And Barbara Paulson says each family gets together and makes their own new ornament at Christmas get-together
That's
for the next year's tree.
Oh, that's fun. That is so cute. Love it.
Maybe you could use some of these darker, uglier shells for the trunk of the tree.
I'm thinking about using some of these for the trunk of the tree.
Oh, yeah. Big piece of coral.
Like
Oh, yeah. Pretty.
So,
Grace says we all get together and make tamales.
chilly today, hot tamale. That's the weather forecast. Okay, let me fill in a
He's just
few
about to
places.
get a tree
I
made
know,
there.
I'm about to get it done. Let me get this extra glue off here. I don't like this bright blue being on here. I really don't like these blue strings that make me cray. Now, you guys, I hope I can do a live tomorrow. Even if I don't do a craft, I'll do some kind of live. But as I mentioned at the beginning, tomorrow is a crazy day. We're packing up from here. Got to go home, wash clothes. Got a doctor's appointment, nail appointment. Got to go shopping for crafts for the group that we're going to make while we're out of town that I'm leading. And then repack. All right. So, unless I go back and add a few more little things, then that's got the tree part pretty good. Now, for the trunk, I thought about using this piece of coral. The heat gun will remove the glue strings. Yeah, that's true. It will. So, I think it won't lay completely flat. Do y'all like the way that looks for a trunk?
So you fill in around it.
Or I have just like small pieces like this and this that we could make a trunk out of. I see a lot of hearts flowing.
It looks fabulous. Grace gives you a thumbs up.
Thank you, Grace. Okay, let me put this piece of coral right under here first. I have another small. Okay.
Let's see if there's any comments here. Yeah, she said just fill it in with your smaller pieces.
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
This probably really happens at the bottom of the ocean at Christmas time.
I'm sure.
Some of the ocean critters probably get together and stack up old shells and make Christmas trees.
I'm sure.
Bet they did.
Now,
Maybe SpongeBob would make one.
y'all like that? All right, let me show you. Watch for comments, see if they like it. Where is my, here's my little starfish. I think I'm gonna put him.
Yep, Deborah's, or Barbara says, Deborah and I noticed you have a starfish above the tree. Is that the right size?
No, that's what I told y'all a while
Kat
ago.
says, too funny, Rodney. Grace says, love that. Veronica says, love it.
I'll show y'all in a minute
Heart's just a flying.
why we're not. I told you I knew those would be too big. Now put that little starfish right on top of the trunk. Can you see it? Okay, so I have this one, which is too big, sure.
Yep, that's the thing, isn't it?
I have one like that that's smaller. I have this one that's blingy. And these are too big.
Or you can make one out of this.
Or I could make one out of these little bitty.
Out of them.
Okay, so what do you think? I like the
I
smallest
love the bling one.
star. Love the
The
bling
smaller
one.
rust star. You got a rust star and a bling one.
The bling one actually doesn't have bling on it. It's just got little silver
I see this
things
thing.
in
I
it.
think it is. Yeah, but if you look, this is not just a star. It's intended to be a starfish.
I know that.
So I mean, that's
I know that.
as opposed to the metal stars.
Right.
I kind of like
This
that.
is a starfish. Smaller star looks good. Yes, that one, Diane said.
I could probably get that little hook off of it if I need to.
Or I could put it, I could put the silver on the rust and put it at the top. It's shiny,
Yes,
that counts as bling. Okay, you wanna see if you can get that off, and we'll try it at the top, and then we're gonna put on our little sand. I've got some little seaweed here. I've got this little sand dollar I'm gonna put in there. I'll put a few shells around. See, these are the other ones. They're just too big. And Rodney was talking about maybe putting one on each corner, but they're way too big for the corner. I do have some of that greenery left if we decide we want to put a little greenery just to make it more Christmassy. But, alright, let's see. Now, do y'all not think that's too small?
No. Counts with me.
Okay. Here we go. I had to move it, so I'll have to get some of this. And then I'll dry as I get the extra glue off. Let me see those things right there. Turn it this way so y'all can look at it while I'm
A
getting
little
this up.
glue removal going on. Barbara says it looks lovely.
Thank you, Barbara.
Beautiful seashell trees, says Debbie Harris.
Thank you, ma'am. It feels good to be doing something with these shells I've been collecting over the years. I have a lamp in our downstairs bathroom that I've had for years. I got it at a consignment shop, I think, and the base of it is clear glass. And I filled it up a long time ago with shells. And then I have a few more shells sitting around in that bathroom. It's not really a beach bathroom, but I just put some beachy stuff in there.
Doodle Denise Design says this is so pretty.
Thank you so much. Alright, I'm going to leave that there and try to get it off later. So let's do our sand. If I can get all these strings off me. Okay, I'm going to use Stick Fast.
Super glue.
After Rodney gets the top off of it for me.
Top is super glued on pretty good today.
It is.
There we go.
Got it?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not one thing.
Now, I think I'm going to. This is all the same. This is like black. I'm going to use that. I think I'm just going to use these two and this. Okay. All right. So let's just see what happens. And again, these are shards of glass, so this is just like diamond dust. This is an old brush, so I'm not worried about ruining it. It's already ruined. I've got so much over here. Let me slow down there, and
It
then I'm
smells
just
strong, typically.
sprinkle, 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 different colors.
Move your brush off that thing, it's going to glue itself to it.
So some of this purple in here to make it look more like sand.
This glass is not quite as sharp as diamond dust.
Right. I may have to layer it some to get it the way I want it, because the black's still showing a lot through it. Or I could have left it on there longer probably, but who wants to wait, right? And I don't want it to be level. I've got it kind of level on the other side. I mean, like a straight line across. So it needs to look more like it's, you know what I'm saying.
Little terrain features there.
Yeah.
Barbara says, have you ever cut yourself on diamond dust?
I have.
I picked a few pieces out of my feet, my hands.
I surely have.
And we had something sitting in the back seat of the truck for a while that had diamond dust on it. And then after we took it out, I decided to wipe all of the diamond dust out of the seat with my hand. That was a big mistake. It poked some holes and a couple little slits in my hand where I ran across it. So I decided to get a brush and get that off there so nobody would sit down in it.
I like this colored glass though. We may have to order some more of this and start selling it, because it gives a whole different dimension and a whole different look, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Now diamond dust is maybe more sparkly. We'll
Barbara
let that
says she's never used it.
sit there a minute. You haven't used diamond dust, Barbara? It's fun. I like it. But it will cut you if you hold it just the wrong way or pick up a piece of it just the wrong way.
Kat, I forgot the company I ordered the glass from. There's a local company here in Nashville that reprocesses glass and grinds it up and makes different products out of it. They make the reflection stuff that goes into paint for highways and signs and a lot of other applications around the world. And I went to them, and they didn't have any they sold directly, but they had a subsidiary out in the Midwest that made different grades of glass. So I got in touch with them, and they sent me some samples, pound
See
bags
if I
and
can
stuff.
layer it in there.
I've just been kind of experimenting with it and deciding if it's something that I want to repackage and sell some of.
Okay, I'm gonna do this and just kind of add some high spots where it's a little thicker. This time I'm gonna start with the purple.
Okay, I'll check and see if I've got some samples of it. I'll send you some.
I could also, when I get home, get some of my sand and spray this with like a spray adhesive in places or all over, and put my real sand on it from Destin.
You're out of focus again down there.
Have we moved?
No, it's just you picked up on something like your necklace and decided to focus on that. It's a little better. Debbie said yes, the white sand would be great.
Yeah, it would be pretty on here, wouldn't it?
And it would be a different texture than it too. It's almost like powdered sugar.
Okay, let me set these aside and put the tops on them. We're going to let that dry for just a second, and then I'm going to glue these, the seaweed and the sand dollar, maybe a couple shells. Let's see here. These would be kind of like presents. Presents under the beech tree. Not a beech tree, but that's for not a hole. It's not like flat.
No. Cat says, I just love this to pieces.
Thank you, Cat. Very sweet.
Let me have to put your hot milk on that one.
Just put it on.
Oh, you did? I was looking out. I was doing my job. Debbie Harris said she bought food litter for cookies.
Oh, yeah, I did that one time. I love food glitter.
On my, I guess my birthday, I guess after I released my first book, about that time, my daughter made a cake, and in the middle of the cake, since my book had to do with gold, she must have been canisters of gold edible glitter. In the middle of the cake, when you cut into it, glitter just ran out on the table. There were pounds of it in there.
It is cute.
So it was like cutting into a gold mine.
Don't y'all forget about his book. Barbara read it. Her hubby read it. Let's see.
One of the old logs over there.
Yeah, I didn't use any of those. I
Here's a more
really
petite
love
one.
that one. Yeah. It's too heavy.
I think I have a little one somewhere.
Let's see if we can maybe. We used a lot of these. Is there a kind I didn't use?
It's a little smaller than
Yep. This is a pretty one, but it's huge.
yeah. That takes you away from the tree.
Mm-hmm.
These are the prettiest. I mean,
They are, but I got a ton of those on the tree. Let's see if I can find a couple more, y'all, and then we'll be done. I love this, but I just don't think.
you could put it.
It's kind of big.
Is this supposed to be underwater or outside on the beach?
I think this is outside on the beach. It's not underwater.
Or if it's underwater, you could put this up here and bring you some hot milk glue strings
like
down from it.
jellyfish?
It's like jellyfish.
Yeah, that'd be cute. Under the sea, under the sea.
And you could get you a, I forget the name of it. What was it that Sebastian called the
A
the
sport?
fork? No, not the fork.
No,
Dingle hopper.
dingle hopper.
You could put a dingle hopper.
Yeah, I could
on
put a
there.
dingle hopper.
What are you gonna do to deal with these white lines?
Oh, I don't know.
Let's see if there's any more comments. Cat says, how cool. She just calls it as she sees it. Yes, a dingle hopper. I thought that was cool how Sebastian just made things up to try to act like he knew what he was talking about.
Good
Oh,
old
yes, that was
Sebastian.
the dingle hopper.
This one right here is not totally covering up the white line that we could. And I can always go back in with just a touch of black paint. Although if I tried to put much black paint on here, it wouldn't work because it would be
Yeah,
a
really
different shade of black.
Different glossiness or something.
Did y'all realize that there were different shades of black? A lot of people don't.
And a lot of black things, if you thin them out, are either dark green or dark blues.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to match black things when you put them close together.
Yeah, I really never realized that until many years ago. I did. I sold Owlette makeup and skincare, and we did color analysis on people, which a lot of people think is a bunch of bunk, but it's really not. because there are certain hues of colors that some people can wear that other people shouldn't wear. Why? Because the focus it should be when you dress, you're among people. Your goal is to have people look at you, not what you're wearing.
Thank you, Candace, for the stars.
Thank you, Candace. And if you are wearing something that is not the right hue for you, then it will be very distracting to the eye. Everybody can wear every color except, will you tilt that up some bit? I'm going to give you a little color analysis. Except black and white. In color analysis, you're assigned a season based on your skin tone. Winter, summer, fall, or spring. And we had swatches of material that we held up, no makeup on, we held up under your chin. And so when you are in a color that is appropriate for you, then if somebody is speaking to you, they're wanting to look at you. They're not being pulled down by color down here that's wrong. For example, I can wear green. I'm a summer, so I should wear muted colors, okay? I can wear a muted green. I can wear green kind of like a celery green. I can wear a green with more blue in it, but very pastelish, okay? Give me that flavor.
Debbie says, yellow is not my friend, I disappear.
Yeah. Unless, you can wear yellow. You just have to find the right color yellow. Winters, the people who are winters are usually very pale skin color and have really dark hair or really white hair. Naturally white, not like mine. They can successfully wear black and stark white. And by stark white, I mean like this. Summers, like me, can wear off-white or more of a cream color. Still looks white, but it's not stark white. It's more like the color right here on my hair versus this. Okay?
Kat says, I'm a winter.
So, I want everybody on here to close your eyes. I'm going to hold up a plate. It's the only thing I have to demonstrate with. Under my chin. And when I say open, I want you to open. And I want you to watch what happens to your eyes. See if your eyes can stay focused on my face. Or are they being pulled down to the green plate. Okay? Close your eyes. 1, 2, 3, open. Is this my color? Is this my hue? I'm looking in the mirror right now, and all I want to do is look at the screen plate.
Grace says she sees the plate.
You see the plate. That's right. But this shirt, even though it's not totally pastel, most of the time your eye is not being drawn down to my shirt. It's being drawn up here. And that's what you want people to do when they're talking to you or you're in a group of people. When you walk away, you don't want somebody to go, man, she had on a beautiful dress. Or man, that dress was gorgeous. And that be all they remember. If you walk away and they say, Lisa really looked nice in that dress, then they're talking about me and they notice more than just the dress that I was wearing. And that's the goal. So typically, people will decorate their homes or their offices in whatever season they are, and they don't even realize they're doing it necessarily. If you go in my house, other than the faux MC that I have painted, you won't find a lot of black and white. You won't find a lot of vivid, bright colors. You will find color in my house because I love color. It makes me happy. But everywhere I have color, you'll notice that most of the shades in my house are very muted. They're more like summer or spring. So there really is something to it, and especially for people who are like applying for jobs or getting ready to apply for a job, they tell you, you know, it's been suggested that you really know what your color palette is. And again, when people say, I can't wear orange, yes you can. I can't wear purple, yes you can.
Grace makes a good point. She said it happens with crafters too.
It does.
Some people wear nail polish that distracts from what they're doing.
Exactly. That's exactly right. You're talking about mine? But that's true. That's so true. So keep that in mind as you're picking out clothes. I think it's even more important, especially as we get older. When you're younger, you know, you feel like you can wear anything, and you probably can. Now, I can wear black pants and a cream color top, and I'll be fine. I can wear a black pants and a stark white, snow white shirt. Nobody's going to say anything to me. But I guarantee you, if you could make two of me and stand me side by side in black pants and one shirt be stark white and one be cream, or winter white as they call it, people are going to choose the one that I have on, the winter white, all day, every day. Because the eye is pulled up, not down. So anything, wow, no.
Yeah, just got to hang it around.
Anything that pulls your eye down like that on somebody else, you can know that it's not their color. And so many people, because they wear a lot of black and white, they go, oh, well, then I'm a winter because I wear black and white. You may wear it, that doesn't mean you should wear it all the time. Doesn't mean it's the best for you, but you can wear it. So I can't say I can't wear green. Personally, I don't like green as color most of the time, but sounds like SWAT team found you. Yeah, that's right. I can't wear, I mean, I don't like a lot of greens, but if I'm going to wear green, it's not going to be a bright green like this. It's going to be very pastel, very muted. Same thing with yellow, same thing with orange. You may not like those colors, so you may not wear them a lot or at all, and that's fine. But it's not because you can't. There's a difference in just the color and the hue. And the hue is what makes it brighter, darker, cooler, warmer. This green plate has a cool undertone to it. It was made with a blue and a yellow that were both cool undertones. This, however, this green either had a cool yellow and a warm blue, or the opposite, or two warms, because this green compared to this green, totally different hues. I could not wear this. I could wear this.
Grace said green makes my face look yellow.
It does for a
Barbara
lot of
says,
people.
I love my neon colors. She's Barbara.
So don't think that you can't wear certain colors just because somebody said you couldn't, or somebody said it doesn't look the best on you, or whatever. You know, you can wear most any color you want to wear. Just be careful of the hue, unless you're not a winter. And if you are a winter, you're blessed because you can wear black and snow white.
I think the same thing happens with people too. Like if an older guy is walking around with a 20-year-old girl and she's dressed in colors that are different than him, it seems like the people are always looking at the girl with the older guy. You think that's the color thing? She's probably wearing the wrong season.
Can y'all get me Mom's eye roll thing? Can y'all just go ask her if I can borrow it permanently? Okay, so to get rid of these straight lines right here, y'all, I'm just going to add a few more shells and then I'll be done. But I don't like the straight line because the beach is not straight.
Yeah, I got an eye roll out of that one.
Good,
An eye roll emoji.
good. Well deserved. I live with this all the time, y'all. I know everybody goes, oh, he's such a sweet helper. Oh, he's such a nice man. And he is. I always say, you're right. But y'all don't see this side very much. I see it all the time.
What is it you seek now?
I'm just trying to find some more little shells I can put here on the edge because I don't want it just so straight across because the beach is not.
Oh, Grace says she doesn't think it's got anything to do with her season or her color. Just her color she's wearing. Maybe it's something, I don't know. Maybe it's something else.
I think you're right, Grace. I think you're right. We all think you're right, except you. But you know, sometimes men just don't give it. And then sometimes men can be very, very sarcastic. And you're looking at one right there. And much of the time he does it so nonchalantly that it might take you a minute to catch on, and then you go, what did you just say? I want y'all to look at that face right there.
There's nothing wrong with that face right there. I'm just
See the
I'm
grin
just-
on his face?
I'm
Look
just-
at the grin. See?
I'm
Right
just-
there. That one right there. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm just enjoying this crafting session.
See that grin on his face?
Oh,
Right there.
That's good comment. Look at this.
That's what I call his eating grin.
You get kicked off of Facebook. for something like
Did you
that,
see
too.
what I did? I said, "Shh."
I know.
I did not say it. Daddy.
The AI can figure it out, so you got to watch those AIs.
Which one? Dennis the Menace, Candace said? Totally.
One of my heroes.
Totally. Dennis the freaking Menace.
Like Dennis the Menace when he's sitting there looking at that button that opens the garage door. I wonder what would happen if I pushed that button.
Has nothing to do with even one. Lisa, I live. Yeah, I know. I figured they were two peas in a pod, Grace. Yep, that does not surprise me at all. We know that about Gilbert. That's probably why they had such long talks when we were in Kentucky, because they can relate to each other.
We were coordinating our efforts.
Yeah. So while y'all are sitting over there hailing his praises, just remember, now that he's got all these stacked up for me, I can unstack them, that I live with him, and it's not always just a bed of roses. Most of the time, but not all the time. Rodney?
Well, people are starting to say ugly things about husbands. I'm a little offended. Husbands don't come with ears; they're extra
Husbands don't come with ears.
to listen with.
What do you have on both sides of your face?
Well, they come extra. Apparently, you got the extra kit.
Did I?
You got the
I hadn't found the extra part yet, y'all. Where is it?
You got the Supreme version.
Eye roll emoji, please. Oh my gosh, my husband is the best, but he's a big doober, uber, goober. Candace, I love it, I love it, I love it.
Duper, uber,
A
goober.
big, he's a big doober, uber, goober.
I've never heard of the big duper.
I love it. That's Doug. Doober, uber, goober. I gotta remember that. Candace, that is perfect. Perfect for him.
You need to get back on the tree business here because you're starting to
Rodney,
focus
Rodney,
on
people,
things that's going to get you kicked off. of
Rodney,
Facebook.
people like this. They like this kind of conversation. And I know you don't, because I know you're offended. You want to tell them what pronoun you want to be known as?
I mean, the one that I've always gone by is fine, but if they're going to have to come up with something different, Your Majesty would work. I mean, it's not exactly a pronoun, but most of them are these days.
Could y'all please speak to Your Majesty over here? If you got any questions, comments, or
think this-
concerns,
I don't
speak
think-
to Your
Well, I don't
Majesty.
know why you
Look
need
at all
it.
those laughing emojis.
Why do you need a pronoun if you've got a noun? phone running. That's fine.
But you like your majesty.
No, that's only if they insist on calling you something different and make you fill out a paper. You know, what pronouns would you like to go by?
If you can't call me by my name, just your majesty will work.
Y'all, when you fill out all that paperwork, like at doctor's offices or applications or anything,
There we go.
and they say sex under there, M or F for male or female, I usually just have to put an extra box in there because I think that stands for monthly or frequently. So I usually just make a little note by the side.
I don't think they have just that box anymore.
No, it used to just be male or female, M or F. And I thought it stood for monthly and frequently, so I checked every one. I just wrote a note out to the side so they would understand. But now you got 10 different boxes to choose from. And I don't like that. Okay. I thought I was going to use that piece, but I'm not. So, we're going to say it's time to Simo. It's time to move on. For our Christmas tree. It needs red though somewhere.
Well, maybe some of that red sand you could use.
I got a red sky above it. Red sand's in the car.
No, I don't want red sand.
You said it needs red.
I was just thinking about some greenery somewhere. Do y'all think it needs greenery? Or like, maybe I could put like some of these little pieces right here. Needs lights. Yeah, it does need lights. But what if I, where am I silver on YouTube? What if I put some of these?
I think you got a box of bling behind you. Don't you have any red
I
bling?
do have a bunch of bling. No, the only red bling I have is big. I could have used that. Hey, get that red piece of red bling, and maybe we'll switch it out for this starfish on the top. Put him somewhere else on here. So what about if I took like a little cluster of these every so often and put them down here in the tree? Like, let's see if I can find it.
Got the red bling in
I
here.
don't like that here. Yeah, they're in a box. There's not too many pieces of big in a box by themselves. Let me just try like a couple of three. Here. Do y'all think? Can you? I don't think you can really see that. Let me see if I can
Is that a
stick
big-
some down
A
in
big
here.
red dingo hopper, but not very good.
Let's just see what it looks like with a little bit of red on here.
Almost a little bit
Like
red.
some little red
Oh, that's
berries.
red.
No, it's a real big piece. Do you like the little red berries in there? Maybe red berries and spruce of green and corner. Ah. Okay. Like. Cut this off. We're real close to Fort Campbell, y'all, so that's probably why we're hearing so much stuff.
Someone has stolen your red bling.
Golly. These clippers, even they wouldn't cut hot there. Get it off here, that's what I'll show you. Okay. So, something like this, up in the corner, all four corners.
Got a red
Kind
cross.
of coming down. No, I have a box that has about 4 or 5 ones about that big. Yeah, I do. What do y'all think about maybe red berries and spruce green in the corner? Okay, so that's what I was showing you. Where'd it go? I had that sprig that I was showing them.
Single sprig.
It was a little,
Pick up your big one.
it was a little root that I cut off. Y'all, what in the world? My. Here it is, it's stuck inside. Okay, so like this. Actually, I'm gonna put that right there. Now the red came off of it, but like something like this. Is that what y'all were talking about? I don't know. I don't think I like that either. Let me see the window, please.
Sorry, ma'am. No red bling there. It's probably not like you're describing. I found a few little ones.
I may put some of those red berries in there, but I can do that off camera and then take a picture.
Trust me, some of
Right here.
those are little. Those aren't big. Some of those. That's not even what I was looking for.
Open that, please, and see. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna see if you like this better on top of the tree. Okay. Can you turn the camera up more this way? Now, what you think about that piece on top? That puts some red in there. Maybe that it takes away from the beach thing. Yeah, putting the stuff in the corner. It's probably true. Do y'all like this? That's it, Barbara said. Pretty, love that, Louise said. Y'all think I should change it for that? I think that may be just what it needs. And I bet if I looked hard enough, I would find some small red beads that I have laying around in my stash somewhere that I could use. Now, do we want to use this silver starfish on the tree or not, since it's all shells? I'm thinking not, since we got all shells on there. Can you read comments,
I
please?
think that's big enough to cover that stuff, isn't it? She said, Louise says yes, but I don't know what it's to. She may be saying yes to that on top.
Okay.
So, now we got a new tree topper. We got a beach. We got some things laying around on the beach. Save the starfish for another project.
Good idea. How you like it?
Cool.
Love it. House of moon. Okay, you guys. I'm going to have to fill in a couple places where I still see white lines, and I'm going to see if I have any little red beads I can use. And if I do, I'll just put some red beads periodically through here. But I think this is good to go.
Candace loves wings and blings.
Wings and blings. Candace, you're just a poet. Don't know it. You rhyme all the time.
Actually, she had to say, I think, bling, but she said wing first and had to correct.
Okay, you guys. I love each and every one of you. I so appreciate you being on here with us and supporting us and encouraging us. And be on tomorrow for some portion of time, maybe not long. If I think I can work it into the schedule to get more crafting done, I will tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll just do a live for some reason. I don't know. So, can you pull that for me? I hope you guys have a fabulous day. The sun's coming out here, so maybe it won't rain. And go out and bless someone and be a blessing. Love you. Bye.